Hey everyone, welcome back to part 14 of my Create Mod series. Now today we're going to go over on how to make an automated bread factory. If you enjoyed this video, I definitely recommend you subscribe. I have a ton of new content that's going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks. I'm sure a bunch of you guys know, especially if you've seen the Discord, and I definitely recommend you subscribe. But let's hop right into this video. Now, there are a couple requirements for this video. I am going to show you how to build an automated bread factory. If you would like the build to this design, it's going to be in the description. This is not something I came up with, but it was a really cool design. It kind of fits the Create mod pretty well. This automated farm is going to be a requirement or some kind of way of obtaining wheat and seeds. If you want to see this video, it should have just popped up on the screen because I actually built one of these farms previously. But let's hop on inside. The only requirement is you basically just need a space. You don't even need to build a building if you don't want to, but here are all of the items that you need for this video. Now there is a lot, and you're probably going to think that there is definitely a more efficient way than what I have done for this video, and you're 100% correct. There are a million ways out on the internet. This is what works for me, and what I'm doing is I'm accounting for items despawning on the ground. So if you're in a server or in single player, they won't despawn if you have a lot of items. I'm accounting for all of the seeds that get created in this farm. I'm actually saving those as well. If you would like to just throw them out into lava, you can totally modify this machine and do that as well. But that's just something I'm doing. So I recommend watching this video before you decide to create this, because this is a lot of materials for a farm like this. Other than that, let's jump into the crafting. You might see that I have some dough, some wheat flour, seeds, and wheat, and also a piece of bread. These you're going to need for the filters that we're doing. It's only going to be filtering one item, so you don't actually have to make filters. But if you don't know how to make dough or wheat flour, it's basically you can use like a water bucket, and then the wheat flour is simply crushing it or in a millstone that we're actually going to make. So maybe just watch the video first, and then you can kind of see where we're going. Now, this is going to duplicate your items. So with wheat, it will turn into bread possibly, and make it so that you're making a lot more bread than just using mechanical crafting. But anyways, this is... You can't make this crap up. All right, I took care of that little problem. Also, you're going to need probably a wrench for this. I don't think there's going to end up needing a time where you're going to have to use this, but it's going to be super helpful to rotate blocks and stuff like that. And I assume that you have a wrench by now because they're fairly easy to make, and a lot of these materials are way more expensive than a wrench. But I would have put a note on the screen. Anyways, though, let's hop into the crafting. So first thing we're going to make are these adjustable crates, and that's just 8 brass casings, and it creates 4 of them, which is perfect because we actually need 4. And then the millstone is 2 andesite alloys, a cogwheel, one thing of plank, any type of planks, and a thing of stone, and that makes our millstone. Now, a millstone is basically a grindstone, just a little less efficient, but saves a ton more space, and we're fine with that because we're already going to be using up a lot of space for this process. But anyways, let me head underground, or, well, let me show you first. So there's a portable storage interface that connects to my portable storage interface. You might remember this from the farm, and then the chute sends all of the crops into here. There were a lot more crops, but I had to mess around. So you can see that it's giving off seeds and wheat. If you do have other crops in your farm, you're going to have to extend onto the machine that I'm building, so just keep that in mind. Now, down here, it's going to look pretty bad because I have built this machine before and then I took it all apart to do this video. Now you're going to see there's a lot of gearboxes, a lot of shafts. It's going to seem like I've built half this machine already without you guys here. Now all these gearboxes and shafts are powering are the belts that are eventually going to be placed down. So I recommend watching the video, and I recommend maybe building what I'm doing first without any of the power, and then simply hooking it up in your own unique way. You'll probably realize that I've kind of gone overboard with these gearboxes and shafts, and you could probably find a much more efficient way. Now this is all being powered by a water wheel that's basically located all the way over there, and I think I've turned it down to speed 12. It's either 12 or 16 using a speed controller. So that should be able to power everything for you. But let's go ahead and start with, you can see our chest is right here. So let's first start accounting for if we have wheat seeds in here so we can begin to pull those out. Here, I made it a little bit easier for us. If we head up top and you place down an adjustable crate there, an adjustable crate there, and then you're going to want to place 2 more on top. Now you're just going to hold left shift and you're going to scroll wheel, and this will make it so it holds 2048 of a certain item and that one, and we'll change this to 2048 of another item. This will be plenty for what we need. technically, eventually these things could fill up, but it's going to take some time before they will. And you can see that they're now placed right below. So against these guys, we're actually going to place some chutes. So if we shift right click and place 2 chutes, you can now see that the chutes are connected to the adjustable crate. So the way that we're going to be able to make these items move up and down is we're going to take an encased fan and place it just like so. And you can see that the arrow is facing up. So actually when we put a brass funnel on the side of this, or any type of funnel, it'll actually funnel these items straight up and into the crate. So we're just going to have to get it on the other one as well, like so. Now, if you are running into any issues, the items are not going up, that most likely means that your rotations are spinning the wrong direction. You're going to want to make sure that they're spinning clockwise when they're going into this. So just kind of keep that in mind, because it could be pulling this down. Now, if you wear the goggles, the engineer's goggles, it'll actually tell you which direction the items are going. So keep that in mind. But anyways, let's grab some shafts. Let's place our first one. Let's see, how do we want to do this? All right, I've left that shaft there, but I'm starting on this side, and I'm placing one shaft here, and then I'm going to place another shaft, another shaft, like so. And then we're going to take another one and place it like this, and then we'll take another one and place it like so as well. So then if we take our mechanical belts, and we connect those guys, and connect those guys, now we have our items that are going to go from here and all the way around and place themselves inside the chest. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use a brass funnel. So this allows us to use a filter with the seeds. And we're going to attempt to place it like so, and then add a seed on there. Now you're going to see it's already spit out some wheat right in the beginning. So we'll grab that. But you can see now all of our seeds are going in this direction, and then they should be getting placed right inside the crate. We'll make sure as the items go in there. Let's see. Oh, wait, we forgot to put a funnel right there. So if we take an andesite funnel, we can just place it right there. And then I wasn't sure if this was working at the moment. It's just because the speed's a little slow that it's taking time for these items to go into here. But that's not an issue because you got plenty of time for these seeds to pile up. So you're going to see they're piling up right there, but they're actually slowly getting put in the chute and sent into the crate. So just keep that in mind. After that, let's go ahead and take... let's see, let's do our next step, which will be to head in this direction over here, and we're going to pull out our items to turn them into dough, or turn them into flour, then dough, and then into wheat. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to take a shaft, and we're going to place 2 like so. We're then going to take our brass funnel, or actually let's hold off on the brass funnel. Let's take our mechanical belt, place it like that. We can then take our millstone. Let's place it there. So now our items are going to spin inside the millstone. And then we could take an andesite funnel. We'll place it there. We'll take a brass funnel, and we're going to need a piece of wheat. And we'll place it there. Oops. We'll place it there. Place some wheat on there. And now it will pull wheat out and throw it into the millstone. All right, so our next step is going to be a little bit wacky. But let's take a shaft right here. We're going to place it. Now, when the wheat goes into the millstone, it has the ability to create wheat flour, which is guaranteed, but it also has the ability to create more wheat flour, which allows us to duplicate our items, and it also has a slim chance to create more seeds. Now, that's the issue, is our seeds, because if that goes through our machine, it will clog it up and stop everything from working. So we need a way to pull all of our items out. So if we take that's placed the wrong way at the moment. We'll leave it there for now. If we take a funnel and we place it below this shaft, and we take another shaft and another one like so. Let's take our mechanical belt. We'll place one like that. What we're doing is we're placing, we're pulling our items out of this machine, or out of the millstone, pulling it down and sending it all the way back over there to send the seeds to where they need to go. All right, now that we have our mechanical belts like so, we're going to take a shaft and place it there. We're going to place another shaft like that, and then mechanical belt. Take another shaft, and we're going to place it right here. So this is 2 blocks in between, and then we'll belt that. Then we'll take another shaft right here, so 1 block out, so it's sideways. And we're going to place one. This might be a little tricky. Oh, this is a little bit tricky. Let's break that torch, and we'll do it this way. like so. And then we can wrench these guys. And then we're going to attach this mechanical belt right there. So then now the items will transport up and head all the way over there. Now our next step is we need to head to the other side. All right, so I've come to the other side, so you can see our funnels incorrectly at the moment, but that's totally fine. We're then going to take a shaft, and we're going to take a mechanical belt, and we're going to place those. Now we can take this shaft away, and now our next step is we're going to have to end up washing our items, and then we're going to end up having to basically cook our items. So it's going to be a weirder process. Now we can actually take our brass funnel, and we should be able to take it like this, and the only thing that we're going to do is place wheat seeds on this filter, so now it pulls wheat seeds when they get placed onto this mechanical belt. Now we are going to end up adding a funnel to this millstone, but we're going to wait for a second to do that. So our next step is we're going to take magma blocks, and let's see how I can show you and how to do this. So you can see this is 2 blocks away from the belt. And then the 3rd block away, you're going to move over 1 to the left and 2 down. And place a magma block, and then diagonal down, put another magma block. We're basically building 2 more generators. So we take encased fans. Encased fans. There we go. Encased fans so that the gear side's facing up. Take another one, if I can actually place it correctly. Place them just like this. And then we're going to take vertical gearboxes. And we're going to do our nice little trick like so. And we're going to place our encased fans. Wow, this is really not going well. Our encased fans right here. Now, you can see already that the way we're going to do this is we're going to place glass like here. So let's see how I can do this. Let's temporarily place a depot there. And then we'll place glass. Wow. We'll place glass right there. Take up the depot. And now we're eventually going to place water here, but we'll hold off. We can place our campfire here, though, for now. And we'll turn our levers on in a second. So our next step is let's place a depot here. And then let's place a depot right there. And then we're going to take our wrench and then place our depot again right there. Now we just need some ways of transporting our items. So let's take a brass funnel. We'll place it there. Take another brass funnel, place it there. And we'll end up taking, let's take a 3rd one and place it there for now. Now we just have to add filters. So the first one is fine. We can actually leave this off. We could probably keep this as an andesite filter, an andesite funnel, I mean. But then after it turns from wheat, it's going to turn, or wheat turns into wheat flour. And then once it turns into dough, we want it to pull to the next one. So we'll place our dough right here. And then we'll place our bread on this filter. So the dough will get placed into here, and then once it cooks, it'll turn into bread. So now one step that we have to do is we're going to take our levers. We're going to activate these guys. We're going to place our water right here. All right, place our water right here. So now you can see we have water particles going into the depot, and we actually have fire particles going into there. So now to test this out, let's go ahead and take one of our brass funnels again. We can place it here. You'll see it gets placed down to here. It's going to end up getting washed. It's going to take a second, then it'll get placed there. There we go. So now it's placed into dough, and then this will eventually turn into bread. And for now, it's not going to export it because we don't have anything here. But what we're going to do is 1 block underneath the brass funnel. We're going to place a shaft, and then we're going to go up to this area. So this is diagonal, up 1, up 2, and then a shaft, and we can take our mechanical belt and place one. Now, eventually these items are probably going to spew onto the ground for the time being, but we'll take 2 more shafts, place them like that. Again, just diagonal up 1, and then we're going to place another shaft just across from it, and we're going to connect this to our encased fan. So if we place a shaft right here, we take a mechanical belt and place that. And then all we have to do is take a brass funnel. Wow. We take a brass funnel and place it here. And now it will be placed into the chute. So here, let me just show that this is actually working. You can see all of the seeds are going to keep transporting up into this funnel. All of the bread is going to be transferred into this chute. And then if we make our way all the way to the house, you can now see that if we open up our first crate, you can see there's a bunch of seeds in here. If we open up our second crate, there's a bunch of bread in here. And you can see these items are slowly being pulled out of this chest. So there you go. You can see we've already made a stack and 12 bread, and we have a bunch of seeds to replant if we do need. So anyways, that's going to leave it for this video. I know that this video is probably pretty damn complicated, and I apologize if I seemed a little bit out of it. I'm honestly a little bit under the weather with my allergies. But if you guys have any questions, I recommend hopping into the Discord, asking some questions in the comments. I'm going to post a schematic of this entire design, most likely including the house as well, in the description, or not in the description, inside my Discord. So definitely feel free to check that out. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys all in the next one.